Kilo 5 Tango. Copy November 9, Lima, India, Bravo.
November 9, Lima, India, Bravo.
Correction of November, Lima, India, Bravo. Little Indian Brave. And I am in Echo Lima 89. Echo Lima 89. Yeah, the band is switching around kind of this evening. I've been kind of watching it, and it's funny how.
Oop, gotta turn my light on.
But I won't make some more time. It's 73. And by the way, you are a 559 plus down here in Northern Florida. So, 5 Hotel Papa Tango, November 9, Lima, India.
All right, it looks like there's a 6-meter opening shortly after the field day ended. I already talked to this November 9 Lima India Bravo. So I'm going to go up 3 and call CQ. Let me see if I can get my chat window open. All right, there's the chat. There's that. And I'm going to say, is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? Kilo India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. Where'd all that static come from? No response there. I will call CQ. I believe it's this one. 6 meters. Kilo India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. Calling CQ. CQ 6 meters. Kilo India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. I need to change that. All right, turn off my break-in. Let's see if we can record that again. Alright, I gotta record it with the other mic because it sounds way better. So, I gotta switch mics again. CQ, CQ, 6 meters, Kilo India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. CQ 6 meters, CQ, Kilo India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. Let's see what it sounds like. CQ, CQ, 6 meters, Kilo India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. CQ 6 meters, CQ, Kilo India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. Alright, that sounds good. It sounded like I was asking a question at the end, but that's okay. Turn my break-in back on and call CQ. CQ, CQ, 6 meters, Kilo India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. CQ 6 meters, CQ, Kilo India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. I just wanted to throw out a few CQs and see if I could make a contact here. Sounds like I'm in a hallway or something. Don't have any effects turned on. Let's do it again. CQ, CQ, 6 meters, Kilo India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. CQ 6 meters, CQ, Kilo India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. Glad no one answered because that's not plugged in. CQ, 6 meters, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. CQ, 6 meters, CQ, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. Got a message from Greg earlier that 6 meters was open. So I called CQ on 50125 and I got a contact with N9LIB. CQ, 6 meters, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. CQ, 6 meters, CQ, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. Alright, I guess I could spot myself if I can remember how to do it. Lost connections again. Internet's dropping again. CQ, 6 meters, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. CQ, 6 meters, CQ, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. CQ, 6 meters, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. Alright, I think it's CQ, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. KI 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. Then the frequency. And a comment. Maybe that's not it. CQ, 6 meters, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. CQ, 6 meters, CQ, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. I've been screwing around with these audio settings for this headset. I did a bunch of videos today, but they were all screwed up in the audio, so I had to delete them. CQ, 6 meters, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. CQ, 6 meters, CQ, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. Alright, I need somebody to tell me how that audio sounds. I need to remember how to send a spot on the DX cluster. CQ, 6 meters, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. Let's go here. 6 meters, CQ, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. It's right there. DX. Oh, the frequencies first. CQ, 6 meters, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. CQ, 6 meters, CQ, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. I forgot what it said already. Alright, it's the whole thing, okay. And I'm still calling CQ. CQ, 6 meters, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, alright, Tango. It is CQ, 6 meters, DX, CQ, Kilo, frequency, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. Then the call sign. Then the comment. Alright, there goes my spot to the DX cluster. CQ, 6 meters, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. CQ, 6 meters, CQ, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango. Sounds like I'm asking a question. Whiskey, Whiskey, Tango? Let's see how long my internet will last. Not getting any responses, but that's fine. I'm sure everyone's shut down for the contest. Sounds like I'm picking up an echo somewhere. I'll have to find out when I go back and listen to it. Calling CQ 6 meters if anyone is there. 6 meters, CQ, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. Holy cluster. There's my spot right there on 6 meters. There's a KD4YWM calling CQ on the calling frequency. CQ, which you shouldn't do, of course. India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. CQ 6 meters, CQ, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. I'm hoping that someone's looking at 5128 and they see that I'm sitting here just 3K above and they will respond. CQ, 6 meters, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. CQ 6 meters, CQ, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. And I think this spot lasts for about 10 minutes or so. You can't see that there, so I'll get rid of the radio. CQ, 6 meters, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. CQ 6 meters, CQ. All right, anyone in the chat there, can you tell me how my audio sounds? I've been screwing around with the audio all day trying to get it right. I'm on 6 meters on 50128. Apparently there's an opening here. The FT8 signals were super strong, super strong. 6 meters, CQ, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. All right, I already got IB. I'm calling CQ on 6 meters right here. 50.128 upper sideband. If you are a technician, you do have privileges on 6 meters. You can respond to a CQ. CQ, 6 meters, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. CQ 6 meters, CQ, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. All right, I'm giving it a try. I got one that's in N9 LIB, but I was on the calling frequency 5125. CQ 6 meters, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. CQ 6 meters, CQ, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. Guessing everyone's on their way home from field day, so they can't respond. Does the G90 do 6 meters? I don't remember. No, it does not do 6 meters, so I can't get with Harvey there. 520, he said. CQ, 6 meters, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. CQ 6 meters, CQ, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. Whiskey, Whiskey Tango? Like I'm not sure about the last letter of my call sign. CQ, 6 meters, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. CQ 6 meters, CQ, Kilo, India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. Alright, I think my spot went away, yeah. Since no one has respotted me. I'm going to check the 550-125, see if I can hear that guy. Which I can't. Alright, nothing there. See if I can hear this guy on 28,460. 28,460, that is 10 meter, that is A9. Yeah, I'm not hearing anything on that. Let's see if I can do 6 meter FT8. We're going to go there. That's how loud it is. What's that thing I gotta do? I gotta get the meters over here. Gotta get that here. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can contact some of these on 6 meters. There's a 24 dB signal trying to reach Alaska from Florida. Alright, I gotta get down to 40 watts again. Turn off the noise reduction. Gotta check my meters again. Oops, I gotta get out of darn it, I gotta start a new log file altogether because I was set up for field day. So let's do this. Still in that directory. I'm gonna move that log file that I had for field day to a different name. And we're gonna call it here's the one I had from last year, 2025. So when I restart WSJTX, it'll just create a new log file. I forgot to start a new one. And I got to get out of that mode. Advanced special operating activity, you got to uncheck that to get back to normal operations. Find you an empty spot over here. And where's the other thing? Grid tracker. Alright, let's try this again. That station was calling. Alright, ALC is low, SWR is a little high, higher than I would like. What is it at? It's still below 2, but it's good. It should be at A 9.5. Move that down just a little bit. Alright, we're trying K9NW. We're trying to get that one. Alright, that took the SWR down to basically nothing. Just adjusted my manual tuner. And the ALC is down at nothing. Alright, if that guy doesn't respond, I'm going to start calling CQ right away. 6 meters dies again. Alright, this will be another good test for the audio. When I was listening to the audio from today's recordings, they had a bunch of static on them. And since I don't need my headset, I'll sit them down. And I think it's because I had my powered speakers on and it was picking up something from there. But you never know till you go back and listen. If you're in the chat there, are you hearing static when I transmit? There is at least one person in the chat. I'm on 6 meters trying to make contacts. There appears to be a opening that popped up right after field day ended. All right. No one's answering my CQ. I'm seeing Florida and Illinois. So they're Florida over here and Illinois up north. That's where my signal's going right now. Put this one on top and put it right here. I'm going to respond to this one instead of calling CQ. And again, just because I can hear them doesn't mean they can hear me. All right, I can move that over. We're on 6 meters. 6 meters doing FT8. KA2AYR is not responding to me. You would think I would have enough radio after doing a lot of field day, but I haven't. I need a little more. I'm getting a little. Let's see what that is right there. No. Oh. No. I'm getting a little fuzzy right there. Where is it? Right there, a little fuzzy. I gotta put some more light on it. Turn the light this way. All right, there's a response from KA2AYR. If you are in the chat, can you let me know if you're hearing static when I transmit? Trying to fix an audio problem here. I'm getting him at plus 13 from Florida. Why are you blinking light? There appears to be a 6 meter opening just after the field day shutdown. I made one voice contact on 6 meters. I called CQ for about 10 minutes, but no one was answering. And looking at the graph here for my signal, you can see it's going mostly up north and over to Florida. So it's not going all over the US. So that's why it's kind of limited on who's going to respond. And you got people leaving field day. So not a lot of people are sitting in front of the radio right now. Of course I am, because I have a lot of free time. Directed to you calling CQ. There's Greg K6EGG responding to me. Can I respond to that? No, I can forward it. Yeah, I called CQ on 50.128 and didn't get any responses. So I switched over to FT8. And you got a few strong signals here. It's not all over the US, it's just, it appears to be northeast, well, not northeast, more north, and Florida for B. All right, no response there. try one of these other ones. There's a 9. I already got you. Alright, here we go. Let's do this 15. He's calling Alaska, though. He did CQAK. He wants only Alaska to respond. If I go look at my PSK reporter here, you can see where my FT8 signal is going. It's going all east. So I wouldn't be able to get anyone in California right now. Alright, WB0, BBC is not responding. I'll try another one. Let's go. Something in my Discord. I don't know if Greg is streaming tonight, though. He usually does a Sunday night stream, live stream, I guess you would call it. If you're in the chat there, can you let me know if there's any static when I transmit? Alright, W9RN is coming back from Wisconsin. I should have asked Greg if he was going to stream tonight. Where's Greg? Greg's right there. Alright. A few back and forths with that one. SWR is still low. You can't even see it moving, the SWR. Let's see if W9RN responds. There he responds with a 73. And I have to double click to send the final response, my 73. So I don't have a lot of 6-meter contacts, so I'm going to go ahead and make a few of these. KA9 Fox. This one's got a better signal, but he's calling, it looks like Oregon. O-R-E. You could just put O-R. I am doing FT8 on 6 meters. FT8, 6 meters. There appears to be an opening. The signals are loud, but they're not going everywhere. These are the hot spots where my FT8 is being heard. Alright, K9 Fox. Gave him 2 chances, didn't respond. Let's see if he comes back here. That's a no. Puerto Rico signal there. Alright, this is what I have in PSK reporter. It's all going east for me. Nothing's going out west over here. And I don't mind just sitting here making 6-meter FT8 contacts. KO4PK from Florida. I could probably get that one. Puerto Rico's not responding, so I'll try the other one. KO4PK. But he went away. There's a station in New England right there. If you look down here, you can see the signals are starting to disappear. So that could be a very short opening. About 20 minutes or so. Let me see, when was that? Greg said it was open. 7:16. So 40 minutes ago. It's been open for 40 minutes now. There's a response from AB0S. He says I'm minus 22 in New England. We'll see if we can complete the contact here. There's a 73 there. And I sent him a 73. So he got me at minus 22. All right, and what's today? The 28th. We'll set the log to show stuff from the current date, which is the 29th in UTC. I saw something in red over here. K8OM is calling me. And I heard him at a plus 24. Well, yeah, plus 24. That's a super strong signal for FT8. I didn't get a signal report from you. I got a -9 from him. -9 it says. So I'm guessing the signal report comes in this RR73 as well. Oh no, there it is right there. He sent a -9 before. So I did get a signal report from him. Or her. I'm on 6-meter FT8, just making contacts. There appears to be a 6-meter opening here. If you're in the chat, let me know if you're hearing any type of static when I transmit. I had my powered speakers on before, and they were causing audio problems. And I still got a little fuzz right there. Can't turn it that way. I gotta turn it towards the. I got a green screen back behind me, so that's why it looks like that. Okay. I will usually send 2 times. If they don't respond, I'll move on. N6OLD. If you got a question about something, put it in the chat. I might have an answer for it. If I don't have an answer, I can look it up here. We don't have a lot of signals on. We don't have a lot of signals on the little graph here. Boom. All right, so we got 4 contacts since the contest has ended. N6 OLD. Not responding, so this will be the last time I will try N6 OLD. All right, no response. We'll try this. I thought I did K9NW. Let's look. I did not do K9NW. Now we got a bunch more signals popping up on the screen here. So that EM02 is in Texas. I might be able to get that one. All right, there's N6 OLD responding minutes after well, let's see, not minutes. 45, well, almost a minute later. So I'm sitting here just watching what's going on, and I get an answer. Looks like my signal is coming down further south here, though. N6 OLD is not hearing my response, it looks like. I'm still going out at 40 watts. SWR is nothing, ALC is nothing, so that's good. We're on a Palomar Bullet 71-foot endfed antenna. It's not pointing any particular direction. It's actually pointing, it actually goes up north, down north, and then west. Because I have a smaller backyard, I have to fit it into the location where I can. All right, no response, OLD. And not a lot of signals. Not a lot of signals on the graph here. I'm going to call CQ a few times. Even. Right, I am being heard on FT8 at minus 16 dB from KB9. Thought that was out west. All right, we're getting fewer and fewer signals on the graph here. The gray line's way over here, so it shouldn't be affecting me. It could be affecting those sites in Florida there, though. Calling CQ on 6 meters, 6 meter FT8. If you can get on 6 meters, see if you can reach me. This is where my signal's going. I'm here in North Texas, right outside of Dallas. Everything for me is going northeast to southeast. All right, stuff going on in my Discord. All right, I'm calling CQ. No one's answering. See, only 2 signals here. That means the 6 meters is fading. Alright, I've called CQ a bunch of times, no responses. Not much on the graph here. Someone's calling Alaska. K9RE, have I talked to you? Nope. It would highlight it in yellow if I have already made a contact with them today. Oh. Looks like this was a very short 6-meter opening. I'm not getting any responses right now. Alright, I'm going to stop responding to K9RE and see if I can hear some of this stuff over here. That's the guy still calling Alaska. Calling Alaska from Florida. You know what? If I close that and reopen my chat, let's see if it's any different. No, it's still the same. Okay, so now no one's on 6-meter FT8. It looks like it's fading. There's a signal coming right there. The red means where you want to transmit. The green is where you're currently listening. So K9RE 107 to 108. A minute and 15 seconds later, they respond. And the sun is starting to go down here. There's a 73, and there's the connection. There's the, what do you call the thing? There's the contact. Alright, I think K9RE may be the last one that's on 6 meters. I'm not hearing the rest of them. And the number of spots on this graph here have changed quite a bit. But we can still call CQ though, just to see if someone's out there. We're on 6-meter FT8, calling CQ. There was an opening that started around 7:16, shortly after the field day contest ended, and it looks like it's dying out right now. Not much on the graph here. Alright, I'm going to give it one more try. Just one more try to see if I can get a contact. Nothing's on my graph down below. So the signal's fading. And my AC is kicking in, so you may hear some humming. I'm going to turn up the audio for FT8. Yeah, it's faded quite a bit now. It was much, much stronger than that before. So that signal's fading, but N5BO is coming in. Why don't you answer my CQ there, N5BO? The signal's still there, but it's very low. It's faint right now. It was strong. It was strong. It was very strong. All right, we got KNOL, KN0L from Nebraska, another Nebraska station. You can look at the grid tracker here. That's me, and that's the Nebraska station. You see that line going? That means we're talking right now. Come on, you answered and then you went away. Right here, he called me, I answered, and then he called CQ. Let's see if he calls CQ again. Doesn't look like he is. All right, that was a quick opening for 6 meters, it looks like. I'm gonna try one more thing. Gonna see if anybody's over on the calling frequency for 6 meters. I changed the frequency and I'm listening, I'm waiting, I'm listening. Someone may be talking and I can't hear them. Alright, I've waited long enough. Is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? Kilo India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. Alright, my split is turned on for some reason, because I didn't turn it off when I switched modes. So I was actually transmitting on 50.312. Is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? Kilo India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. Alright, some of you guys in the chat, can you tell me if there's some type of static when I transmit? I'm trying to fix my audio settings here. I was getting some type of feedback whenever I transmitted, either voice or FT8s earlier today. CQ 6 meters, CQ 6 meters. Kilo India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. Calling CQ on 6 meters. CQ, CQ, 6 meters. Kilo India 5, Whiskey, Whiskey Tango. And I give them a long CQ like that because I'm hoping they'll glance at their waterfall and see that I'm there calling CQ. Alright, I believe that 6 meter opening has ended, so I will end this stream. If I find something else to do tonight, I'll come back on. 73 guys, and thank you very much for watching.